Everyone has gone through hard times that make them say, why did I do that? For some, they sleep with dead turtles. My friend Jessie Allen has slept with a dead turtle before. She's proud to admit it and tell us our story right here. So Jessie, tell us about Steve.
Oh gosh, remember like it was yesterday. I really wanted a dog. And I did everything in my power to get my mom to get me a dog. But she said that like I can't get a dog, so how about we find something else? So finally she was like, we'll get you a turtle. So we went to the pets, and then right next door was a little pond, and there was some turtles swimming around. And the guy asked me to pick one out, so of course, I myself, it took me a good, 5-10 minutes to pick out a turtle. They all look the same. I pick him up, and we're in the car, and I'm driving with my turtle, and Mom's like, so what are you gonna name him? And for some odd apparent reason, I thought Steve.
Now, isn't Steve your father's name?
Yes, it is.
So why would you name a turtle after your father?
Okay, well this is where some correlation, and something that just hit me, which made me realize why I named him Steve. A couple of years beforehand, my dad and my mom divorced. So I think naming him Steve filled the void of not having my dad there. So it was like Steve was the man in the house, the turtle in the house, so it worked well.
Do you really think it's healthy that you replaced your father figure with a turtle?
I was 5. I didn't really know what I was doing. Now I think it's a little strange, especially based on the things that happened after Steve's death. It was funny because people kind of got a little confused. Like, my mom would be like, Steve died. And people were like, oh my god, your ex-husband died? Like, your dad died? It took them a little bit, and they were like, oh, Steve the turtle. This is where my downfall moment has happened. But what happened is, in the process of planning the funeral,
Hold on, a funeral.
There was a funeral.
For a turtle.
For a turtle. We had a cross made and everything, and we were going to have somebody say...
Have somebody?
Like, say goodbye.
Like...
I wanted a priest, but my mom said that it was a little too intense.
I mean, it's a turtle.
I know, but that turtle was near and dear to my heart.
I understand, but...
So, like, in the process, like, we weren't sure when we were going to have the funeral. We had to wait a little bit. So, we froze it in a plastic bag in the freezer. So, every night, I was a little upset. I was still traumatized over his death. So, every night, I slept with Steve the turtle's dead body. It was in a plastic bag, so it wasn't that bad. Like, it was just like, I felt like a cold plastic animal.
Now, you never slept with him when he was alive.
No.
So, you slept with Steve the turtle.
Mm-hmm.
For how long?
Probably a good couple weeks.
Now, your mother knew this was happening.
Yes. My mother was in the bed at one night.
Why? Yep. Why would she let this proceed?
I think she was just letting me express myself. Steve...
No, I bet you're thinking, what did her mother have to say about all this? And why did her mother let her sleep with a dead turtle? Let's see.
Because she was very attached to him.
Mm-hmm.
And, and she just, it gave her comfort. The turtle was in a package and it was frozen. So it was wrapped up a number of times. It was in a plastic bag and it was wrapped in a towel. So it wasn't gross.
So it's sanitary.
Yeah, it's like pulling out a box of frozen peas or something.
The turtle was my best friend. It was the first animal that I really got an attachment to and a love for. And it was the first time I had to say goodbye to somebody without my control. So it was having to forcefully let myself go and move on, which is something I am not very good at.
So it took you 3 weeks?
Yes.
To say goodbye to a turtle you had for 2 years?
Yes. I mean, they say it takes half the time of how long you were together with your boyfriend to get over a breakup, so...
This was not the same thing.
It was a family member.
Now, how did losing this family member affect you later on in life?
It taught me that, things have to come to an end, and things always happen for a reason, and Steve was there to teach me something, to teach me that you're going to have people come into your life that are going to you're going to love to be around, but there's going to come a point where it's all going to have to come to an end, and you just have to realize that life goes on.
And here we find at the end of our story, it's not a story about a girl who slept with a dead turtle. It's a girl with attachment issues, just like everybody else. The real issue here is about getting over things and life moving on.